As it was mentioned before, centers for congregation of population in Turkey and its civilization works could only be seen in coastal areas which Turkey's border, including the Black Sea region, Istanbul, Merv, coastal areas of Aegean Sea, Kamukalar region, Antalya, and Nimrud. But the central part of Turkey lacks existence of any civilization work and works indicating to the presence of human being there. With a research study on that area and the test that was carried out on the contour plan of Turkey, it will become clear that central areas are the same regions that were submerged under the floodwater. Among historical reasons that reaffirm this thesis of turning Turkey's central area into a zone that Noah's flood had occurred, one is paying attention to a number of places in Turkey where works indicating to the presence of prehistory man could be seen there, such as Chadador and several other places. Here, as it's been estimated with a minor fluctuation which will not harm this discussion, it is said that there are some signs indicating to the living of a people some 10,000, or as it is said by others, some 12,000 years ago. Based on archaeological regulation, when a living zone is discovered which is potential to receive a group of people, as they are not civilized yet, but some houses and place for cooking such as stove, in archaeological regulation they should be categorized and have classifications. Normally, human beings will live in this way for 1,000 years, but when man develops his facilities, his tools will develop. His knowledge about his surrounding will develop, and his type of nutrition will develop. Exactly like the present time, when houses will change style, means of living will change. One layer after another, and this shows the sequence of transition. Then there is another layer which shows another stage of transition. These layers are dated. For example, they will indicate that this type of living belongs to 10,000 years ago. this to 8,000 years ago, this to 6,000 years ago. And we'll go on until it changes into a big city, which would be referred to as a historical city is called such and such, for example, with such and such military equipment and other facilities. It is same everywhere, and any place with ancient signs of human living has its own historical classification. In Turkey, there is only one layer. In other words, you can only say some 10,000 years, 8,000 years, or 11 years ago, a group of people were living there. There is no further layer. What does it mean? It means that once they had been stopped. What stopped them? This flood we are talking about. Why? Because the layers we now see are the same sedimentation. You see, this is to say, you see that in Charador River there is one layer of human living with hundreds of meters of sediment over it. Therefore, this layer has been covered by sediment caused by the flood and did not allow it to be transferred to the next layers, to the next era, to the next century, to the next millennium. Well, this is unique in itself. In other words, the precise image is that, first of all, this flood has happened a very long time ago. If a careful study will be conducted, if we do not accept those 11,000 and 10,000 years ago, we should admit 6 or 7,000 years. By the type of the works which exist there and by comparing them to other centers of living, Paleolithic or Mesolithic, we will find that the happening of an incident here has hindered the original embryo in Turkey to be developed into an original civilization. As a result, in Turkey, there is no original civilization. What is seen there is the transfer of Roman civilization. For a long distance, there is nothing to be noticed, and then some slight works of an Islamic civilization, which is the outcome of the 300 or 400 years of the residence of Ottoman Muslims in Turkey. There is nothing else there.